episode of Hettinger's U.S. History Video Project. I am your host, Lane Sporns, and in this episode of Hettinger's U.S. History Video Project, we will be exploring one of the most significant inventions throughout the course of human history. An invention that revolutionized the methods of transportation for all individuals, not only in America, but throughout the world. In this episode, we will be discussing the automobile.
What do you think is the best type of frequent transportation, such as bikes, trains, cars, planes? What do you think is...
Car, the automobile. The best will be cars.
Transportation? Automobiles.
Automobiles? Okay.
Does that count?
How are they used today? Like, how are they used in daily life?
Common transportation for work or anything else?
For everything. For leisure, activity, to see family.
For travel, to go from different places a lot faster, to cut time.
What would life be like without cars?
Beep beep. We would be in horse and carriage and chariots.
Today, automobiles have evolved into a highly advanced and useful machine that serves a wide variety of seemingly invaluable uses. They are used not only for transportation, but for work, delivery of goods, and sometimes just for style. But what was the automobile really like during its first years, and how did it come to be as such?
Throughout history, there have been many instances of thought put towards machines resembling automobiles, but it wasn't until the late 1890s that concentrated efforts were put towards actually trying to make such a machine. It is impossible to estimate the exact amount of firms within the United States that manufactured automobiles at the time, especially during the earliest years. During this time, the regulations of motor vehicles registrations were casual or did not exist at all. Many experimental cars were produced by inventors, but almost all disappeared from view, some of which never being recorded. These prototype models were all bizarre and employed different methods of function. Some relied on electricity to function, some used steam, and some used gasoline. The majority of them look much more different than today's cars in terms of being oddly shaped, having large, spindly wheels, and sometimes only having 3 wheels. At the time, the production of automobiles was not seen as important, and its manufacturing was even placed in categories seen as miscellaneous. The idea of a horseless carriage just wasn't perceived as being made by America.
It wasn't until Charles and Frank Duryea, 2 bicycle mechanics, created the 2-cylinder Duryea model car that a stream of more competent inventions started to arise. More and more cars were being produced by rogue inventors like the Duryea brothers, each one more functional than the last.
The first successful commercial car was the Ford Model T car. This car was efficient and the first car to be considered, in a sense, luxurious. During the first times of commercial car production, cars were thought of as a symbol of high social status reserved for the rich and wealthy. Even President Wilson agreed that having a car meant you were a part of a higher class of people. At that period of time, the price reflected this as it sold for roughly $850, approximately $20,091 today. This was not so for long, as the common people hungered for the benefits of owning an automobile. The car became widespread to all people and not just the rich. Within the next 10 years, the price dropped to $440, which would be about $9,237 today, making it more open to the general people.
However, just because people owned these cars did not mean that they were able to travel as quickly or efficiently as we do today. In fact, the first recorded speed of an automobile was a sluggish 7 miles per hour, and later rose to about 30. Slow speeds such as these were often the point of complaint for consumers during the automobile industry's beginning. In fact, during some of the first car races, people from the audience would say things such as, "Get a horse." However, by 1927, the Ford Model A car, which came to replace the Model T, was only to go to the top speed of 65 miles per hour. Despite its less than admirable qualities, the people of America had faith in the American automobile industry's future. The editor of The Horseless Carriage wrote in 1896 that the motor vehicle will not shy or run away. These frightful accidents can be prevented. The motor vehicle will do it. This faith proved to be well placed as the automobile industry continues to prosper to this day.
Hello, and we're interviewing Dave Schatz with his Ford 3150. Would you say are the most desirable qualities of the Ford model?
Probably right now for hot rod. This is a hot rod. They're easy to find, and they're less expensive than the 32s.
Alright. Hello, this is Dave, and this is his 1950 Queetline Chevrolet. Dave, what would you say are some of the best qualities about the vehicle?
They were very well built, and they're solid cars, and they ran correctly.
Alright, hello, this is Bob. You can send. This is a 1930 two-door sedan. What's one of the most admirable qualities about that?
Well, you figure this car is almost 80 years old and it's still running. It was made very well back in the day, 1930. One good quality about this car has a lot of room in the back seat. You can sit 3 people very comfortably back there.
And on that note, we conclude this episode of Hettinger's U.S. History Video Project. Through humble beginnings born from rogue inventors in America, this once questionable piece of machinery has become one of man's greatest creations in history. Thank you for watching this episode of Hettinger's U.S. History Video Project.
I knew I wouldn't forget you, and so I